My boy Mon. This is Mon. This is Tora. Tora, come up here. Tora, come say hi. There's Leda. This is Leda. Nessa, come on up, Nessa. Nessa. Nessa, come. Nessa. Nessa, come here, Nessa. This is my girl boy. This is Leda. It's a 4th generation dog for me. I've got all 4 generations in the yard. And this is hundreds of generations old. This is a Norway dog. Like bred here in Canada, like born here, but her ancestors are Norway. This is a Bram granddaughter. There's Nessa right here. The beautiful silver Nessa. Come here, Nessa. Come here. Oh, my girl Nessa. That's Silver Nessa. Mon's brother Jaeger is the father of Silver Nessa, and Silver Nova's the mother. Look at that girl. Way big. Look at how big she is. She's just a year old. What a rock star. This is old world. So you can see that the working dog come right back out in these girls. Both these girls are from show preservation breeding. So this is a pretty boy Leaf daughter. That's a Silver Nova daughter. This is Leda and Silver Nessa. So unbelievable how our preservation program worked. Now, my video today is part 2 of my social distancing. It's a new catchphrase for me. I don't normally use it, but I'm using it now, let me tell you. So the last few days I've been delivering pups to some really, really great people. And the reason that I'm talking about those people today is because they're doing exactly what I'm doing. They're wanting to change their lifestyle and get away from the crowds and get out and get their exercise and live a different life. And the dog is there to help them do that. This is Tora, Mon's sister, Tora. Tora's the grandmother to Leda. So my buddy Rune, he left for Alaska. So this young couple, they drove up, packed everything up in their truck from Oregon, drove across the border, picked up Rune. We had such a great visit. And Aaron and Brett loaded up and they emailed me this last night. They're up at Haines Junction, Yukon, on the way to Alaska. And just having an awesome trip. And they're going up there to distance themselves. They're living out there in a cabin, like they're doing some world-class distancing, let me tell you. So I'm very proud of those two, and they got themselves the best dog in the world. That Rune is just unbelievable. He's such a good dog. Mon, you settle down. Mon. You settle down. Good girl, Nova, you come by me. Or Nessa, you come by me. Mon, you better take it easy. Come here, Nessa. Nessa, come by me. Good. Settle down. These young girls want to come and visit. So yesterday, delivered 2 pups to brand new families doing the exact same thing. And I'll tell you what. So Roar, he went out to the coast. And Mike and his boy come. And wow, what a fun time we had. So Roar, he's on the coast right now, and they're changing their life. So rather than all the social malls and all the getting together with all the kids on play dates and this and that, him and his boy are out cruising, trying to be by themselves and be with a good dog and getting a new life, and just a awesome story. I'm so happy for them. I'm so thrilled. And those dogs will be so loved. And then yesterday too, late in the day, my buddy John, he comes all the way up from Columbus, Indiana. He's been talking to me for a long time. And he says, Merv, I want to change what I'm doing. I want to change my life. I want to get outdoors and do more. And he's an outdoorsman anyway. He's a big engineer for Cummins down there in Columbus. And he likes the outdoors and he gets out, but he wanted to do more. He wanted a companion. He looked at all the breeds of dogs, went through them all, settled on Norwegian Elkhounds, and then started talking to us and looking at our program and our dogs, and said, that's where I'm going to get a dog. So we had such a good visit yesterday. Oh, it was a nice visit. And I met him right at the border. We have a bit of a lockdown issue, but I'm sitting with the pup right here. He's at the window right there talking to the guards and saying, they're asking him what he's doing. And he says, well, I'm going right there about 12 feet to get that dog right there. And they look over, wave at me. They see me there. And so they said, yeah, that's good. And then they asked him, how come you're coming all the way here? And he said, well, these are the best Elkhounds in North America. And the border guard says, oh yeah, well, these are Camilla dogs. That's right. So that was pretty funny. So we had a chuckle over that. But he's so excited to change his life. They're having the social distance in the U.S. too, boy. And he said this is going to be a life changer for him. He's changing all the stuff he's doing too, and getting the heck out of this whole, just where there's crowds all the time. He said he's done with that. And I said, well, me too. You can't be risking that anymore. So what a neat thing. Now on my end as well, I'm doing more things. I'm actually taking some of the lumber that I had designated for the kennel. I'm going to saw some more for the kennel, but I'm going to take some of the lumber and build a greenhouse. So I'm going to build a greenhouse this next week, get it all set. I'll shovel out the snow area and build a greenhouse and get all my plants started. Because right now I could probably start them. And Nessa, let up, come by me. And so I'm going to start a greenhouse. And then my next project right quick here is I'm going to make a hog pen and a chicken pen and put a chicken coop up. Because you can't buy an egg in this town. And it's unbelievable. And the price of chicken went through the roof. 3 times what it was last week for cut up chicken. So I quit eating chicken, obviously. So my deep freeze, whatever I had in there, that's what I'm eating. So the salmon I had for these guys, they're back on just regular ground pork. And I'm eating the salmon. Because that's for me now. Till I get my hog pen built and get some fat hogs, get some chickens, get some fryers. It's about 12 weeks to get some fryers. I got to get my relatives out in Saskatchewan and load up about 3 ton of wheat and barley, hot shot it out here. And so I got some grain, no grain where I live, of course. So I'm going old world. I'm growing cabbage. I was eating my sauerkraut today that I had bought. It wasn't very good. I had to buy the cheap stuff. All the good stuff was sold out already. But I'm growing cabbage, and I'm going to get a bunch of chickens for these guys. I might get 50 turkeys, and just try and keep Ark out of that pen. Of course, I'll put about a 9-foot fence up because he gets in there. He can eat 2-3 turkeys at one time. That boy. But social distancing, I'll tell you what, I got another couple in Ontario that called the other night. I'm going to talk to them again today. We've been emailing back and forth, sending photos, and they're taking one of the Tika boys, and they got 3 kids, and he's going on a big canoe trip. and needs a good dog to go with him, and that dog is the perfect dog. That's a Swix boy. And so this whole social distancing thing is everybody's email, and it's hard to believe how many emails I'm getting these days about this whole thing, about people finally realizing that, hey, you know what, I got to get out of A&W. The seniors especially, I got like 3 emails from them because they're the ones at risk right now. Guys like me, right? We got to stay healthy, and we got to stay away from the crowds, because we get sick, we really hurt. And of course in BC, like 85% of the people that have already died were my age or older. And if that isn't a wake-up call, right? And of course, they happened to be in a nursing home because they let their health deteriorate too far. And I understand my dad's in a nursing home, of course. His health deteriorated. I told him keep working out, but he quit working out at 80. I said keep working out till 90, but he didn't. And so sure enough, 87, he's in a nursing home. So what do you do, right? So me, I'm working out till 90, 95 maybe. I'm not quitting, because that's surefire disaster. You get in one of those incubators and wow. Hey, come by me, Nessa. Come on, Tora, by me. So get yourself one of these dogs and get out and get healthy and get out of the crowds and get a new lease on life, grow a few vegetables, and start taking proactive steps. Can you imagine how much tax we're all going to have to pay over this stupid virus? Can you believe it? The billions, 50, 60, 70, 100 billion, I don't even know, maybe it's $1 trillion in the US, but in Canada it's like hundreds of billions that we're going to put into recovery packages, and that's right out of our genes, right? We think it's coming out of thin air. It's taxpayer money. And sure, we're going to borrow it from whatever World Bank we borrow from, probably from the Chinese. But Canada taxpayers are going to pay that back. So we got to start doing things that protect us a little bit better, so that we're not going broke just on stupid viruses. Jesus, man. So yeah, I feel for everybody that's hurting right now, but we're all hurting. And it's going to make an impact on everybody. I mean, my thoughts are on this whole thing is we should all be taking an active role in looking at changing our lives a little bit. And I only go to A&W twice a year, and there's an A&W in town, but I go in twice a year. And it's the same thing every year. Every time I went in there, every row of tables in there is full of old guys sitting around, and old women too, but old guys. And they're all sitting there having coffee, shooting the shit, and saying nothing, talking about nothing. And not one of them getting any exercise. They all drove there. They didn't even walk there. They all drove. Parking lot's full. And they're all overweight. And they're all smoking. Well, I mean, they're not smoking in there, but half of them. But they're all sitting there. And that whole group is the group that's at risk for this problem right now. And that's the group that should be out walking here. That's the group that should have a dog and should be out walking. And they should get out of that scene there, get out of that whole crowd. And the problem with that whole crowd is out of the 15 or 20 that are there, 9 of them just got back from some third world nation. They just flew back from somewhere. And packing every possible contaminant you can imagine. Look at what's going on in the world today because of this travel and people coming in. Italy, they figure that's exactly what happened. 2 tourists came from Wuhan, and wow, look at the total devastation. So we gotta make some lifestyle changes. So I'm promoting the heck out of it. Obviously, that's my business, right? My business is to create lifestyle change with a dog. And so I'm marketing hard. There's no doubt about it. I gotta save my own business, save my own butt too. I mean, I got bills to pay like every other man. But I'm stepping up and helping some families and doing a few things and doing what I can. But I'm promoting hard now, boy. I've been talking about this for many years, but fell on deaf ears. But it ain't falling on deaf ears anymore. People now, boy, they call me, they know what I'm talking about. When I say get your kids out here and hike out here and get them out of the malls, load them up in the car and drive them out to the park and drive out here and hike around, I'll tell you what. And in BC, you can walk out anybody's door into this. In Canada, you can walk out anybody's door to this. In North America. So, and guess what? The Yukon doesn't have one case yet. Go figure that, right? Not one known case yet in the Yukon. So none of the North, none of it, none of them. Yellowknife, no place up there. So that's a surefire sign, right? So what I'm saying is I'm pushing hard on this. I'm trying to educate people that, hey, there is a way, there is a place, and you can do it. And trade in that gym membership and get walking out here and get away from the pizza parlors and the movie theaters. And I mean, I don't even have TV, so I mean, just shut the cable off and get the heck out of the house and get hiking. And you can get to these places without encountering people. You don't have to see anybody. I drove to the border yesterday and I didn't see a soul, didn't talk to a person, didn't go near anybody. And John and I, we stood apart, talked, had our visit. It was a good visit and it was really, really great. So it's not like you can't move around a little bit without infecting anybody or coming in contact with anybody. And don't let anybody near your dog either. Keep them away from your dog. So yeah, this is the dog of choice. No odor dog. Can't smell this dog. Hypoallergenic, good for kids. Hardly sheds at all. Look at this. Look at this beautiful dog. This is an amazing dog. Look at Silver Nessa. Look at Mon. Look at Tora. Tora's still out here hiking 11 years later. She's 11. Just cruising like everybody else. That's 11 years of flawless activity with that dog. And every day. Got me out of the house every day. That's an unbelievable dog. She'll hike till she's probably 16. Phenomenal dog. Yeah. So yeah, you can go a long time with one of these dogs, boy. Get a lot of exercise. Live a long time with one of these guys. I've had reports of 18-year-old dogs, none of mine, but I haven't got any that old yet. But Mon's dad was 10 years old when he had him. So you can imagine. Pretty virile dog. Still hanging a beating on all these guys. Yeah, so very, very good lines, good dogs. So yeah, we're excited about talking about what we're doing, and lots of guys will say, Merv, you're milking this. Well, absolutely I'm milking it. It's crunch time. We gotta shape up. We gotta smarten up. We've been listening to all this rhetoric that we're at no risk and all this stuff. Well, we're at risk. And we're all paying for it. And we gotta take steps. And we gotta do things. And this is a surefire way to help with that. I mean, we all know it spreads by talking to people and being in close proximity, and so get the heck away from people. What a way to do it. Get out, get fresh air, get healthy, stay out of the nursing home. Man, lots and lots of studies on dogs and people, boy, living way longer. Not just me talking, it's scientists, top research. So yeah, hey Mon, isn't that right, buddy? And how can you not be happy with a dog like Mon, huh? How can you not be happy? That's a fact. This is one loyal hound, boy. This is the most loyal dog in the world. Yeah, pretty unbelievable. So yeah, we're excited. All right, you guys, let's get trucking. That's a good video. Part 2 of the whole back to the land. Come on, levy through, buddy. Levy through, buddy. Homegrown chickens and everything.